Hello everyone and welcome. Today we are going to be talking about what I would like in-game, because anniversary month is coming very soon. It's actually in 3 days, I believe, because I believe the first offer should be on Tuesday as usual, because we have offers on Tuesday and Friday usually. That's when the offers are for anniversary month. Now, for those of you who don't know what anniversary month is a month full of deals and offers and new content usually. So last year we got the epics, didn't we? And we got the new warehouse and hotel upgrades. So yeah, lots of things to be excited for. Afro Island came on the first anniversary. I know they posted about that on social media yesterday. Yeah, this is my third attempt at trying to record this, so let's make sure it goes right. Okay, so now let's start with the actual things I want to come. So these things are not in any order whatsoever. Well, they sort of are, they sort of aren't. They're just all over the place, to be fair. So don't really take the order to heart. Just know that these are things I want. Anyway, number 12. I would like Those Singing Monsters teaser. Now, obviously, Those Singing Monsters is coming this year. If you didn't know that, I did do a video on the release date. The release date is this year, and obviously there isn't much time left now for the trailer to release. So if it actually is still coming this year, and if it's not been delayed, you know, we should be getting that teaser really soon. So anniversary month would be a good time to perhaps reveal what it's going to look like, what it sounds like, because I know that's a big element of it that we absolutely have no idea about at the minute, and just reassuring fans around this new sort of art style, because there's been lots of controversy around it, hasn't there? I've been reading the comments, and you know, I see how it's gonna go, sort of, and I really like the art style, to be fair, but you know, seeing it in action, that gives you a whole new perspective, and at the moment we don't really have that, so I'm not really going to comment on that. But yeah, I would like to see that, and I'm sure everyone else would as well. So yeah, and perhaps we could get a connection to the cartoon in-game. That would be cool. Perhaps Boscus's pet, we're calling it that, aren't we, for the minute? But like Boscus's pet, maybe that could have some kind of in-game influence, maybe. And now, number 11, Mirror Afro Island. Now, I think the Mirror Islands are sort of done with now, but like, I think we really need a Mirror Afro Island. I mean, you see, Afro Island, it's got a unique currency, hasn't it? And like, that's used on Tribal Island, and I mean, I'm going to go from my perspective here, but like, I personally like getting shards on my Afro Island, but I would also like the full song, because honestly, I barely get to hear the full song now, because it's not in my game, obviously, because I have rare Afro singles all over my island, and like, obviously that is not the full song whatsoever, and I would like to get the full song. If I had a Mirror Island, I could get the full song on the Mirror Island, and then keep my rare Afros, because I did work really hard for them. Yeah, there isn't enough room, so that would be very, very cool, in my opinion. As well, I really don't see any other islands fit in the mirror theme. I mean, if a Mirror Afro Island did come, it would definitely be the last Mirror Island, I believe, but yeah, that is up for debate as well, but yeah, I really just want a Mirror Afro Island, to be fair. I just really think it would fit. And as well, on social media, if you did notice, they did post about Afro Island on the 1 year anniversary, so maybe that could be hinting at a possible Mirror Afro Island. We'll have to see, won't we? Anyway, let's move on to his next one. Number 10. Wobbled and Celestial Island paths. Now, obviously, Wobbled and Celestial Island do not have paths, and literally every other island does, so it really baffles me, this, because decorations are available. It's not like Gold Island where they aren't. Like, you know what, we could even have decorations on Gold Island, couldn't we, really? But, you know, I don't really think they suit Gold Island, but that's up to you guys. Maybe that's something you could comment about whether you'd like. But yeah, Wobbled and Celestial Island paths, I don't see the point in leaving them out. I think it would suit it. And whilst I may not perhaps use them personally, I'm not sure about that. Please bring a path tool. We're going to come to that later. But yes. Oh dear, I've just spoiled one of my points there, haven't I? Oh dear. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Number 9. So this is actually to do with Dawn of Fire. I would like Dawn of Fire structures. Now you may be thinking, what? Dawn of Fire structures? We already have a million of those. No, I mean island structures. So we have the Wonder Mine, the Market, the Skyship, but do we have any for the Water and Earthlands? No, we do not. That would be so cool to add them. We know they exist. We've seen the Earthland structure in the colouring book, and also on the Mirror Islands, you can see on the Mirror Water and Mirror Earth, you can see that the structures were evidently meant to come, so, you know, and having them structures would just be so cool. It would add so much to the game, and like, I can't express how much I would be inclined to play Dawn of Fire again if it just changed up the gameplay. Like, if one of them came out every 6 months and we got one for anniversary, it would be so cool. It would change up the game. And now, I obviously do not know what goes into them structures, but I would be one to assume that perhaps they don't take as much work as a monster, because they don't really require that much animation. But in Dawn of Fire, obviously, the structures do animate themselves quite a bit, so maybe that's perhaps false, but we do know they're being worked on, so perhaps it wouldn't be that hard to implement them. I really would just like to see the Dawn of Fire gameplay twisted up a bit, not really in the way that the last update did. We'll get to that later in his next point, so let's go on to his next point. Number 8. Undo the changes you've made, Big Blue Bubble, to feeding monsters in Dawn of Fire. I don't know why we're aiming that at Big Blue Bubble, to be fair. Okay. But seriously, the feeding changes that have been made, I think they've been overhyped quite a bit. Now, obviously, in Dawn of Fire, we have not had an update that has actually delved into the realm of adding something else besides a new monster in a very, very, very long time. So it was actually 2 years when the the Bicinerus update came out that we hadn't seen a new feature besides a new monster. So obviously people were very excited about that, and I saw very positive remarks. But when you actually think about it, I think people might start to realise now once I say this, but or maybe I've already realised as I've been playing that's the most likely option. I would definitely say that it's so much harder to level up monsters now. It was already such a tedious process, and now it's been made even more tedious, and honestly, that's sort of bad because all of these negative remarks and people not playing Dawn of Fire in the first place are from the tediousness, and now it's even more tedious, so that's not very good, is it, anyway? But yeah, and it's just really bad because, if you try and level up a monster now, let me explain where I'm coming from, you will go probably up half a level, maybe 1 level from filling up an item, whereas before I could say perhaps I get a toy car that's in the level 50s or I think it's about 47-ish that you get the toy car. Anyway, that's really irrelevant anyway. But seriously, that would level up my monster to say perhaps level 7 with a few other things in there, like the polar teddy bear, that would level my monster all the way from level 1 probably to level 7, maybe up to level 10. If it's that much, like a Clockwork Monkey, that could do that. But now it's not based on player level. Now it's based on a monster's level, and it's so much harder now because you have to do even more requests, and it's just it's probably 10 times the work, to be fair. I don't see people commenting on about this either, so that is a bit worrisome, I feel like. But yeah, let me know what you think about the feeding system down below. You know what, I'm going to just throw questions at you to leave comments about, so it's just best to pile them all up in one comment, or maybe a thread of your own comments. That'd be cool to read. I might pin one if you do that, so be paying attention to what comments I tell you to do. Okay, let's move on to his next point. Number 7. More island skins and bonuses. So recently we have seen the addition of the Plant Island skin, and that is very, very cool. Now, obviously though, we do not know the prices and stuff of all the other skins, but regardless, I really would like to see the other skins. I'm interested in the turning effect they're going to have on the game, what's going to happen, and the Plant Island skin just revitalised Plant Island for me. Now, I do have it turned off at the minute, admittedly, but it really does affect the game, and it just affects it in such a positive way. Oh my goodness, I understand it It is sort of, well, it's actually really hard to get this skin, but I imagine the pricing will be slightly different. Like they said, they're working on the pricing right now, and obviously, perhaps we don't want an in-app purchase for everyone, but even saying that, we do not know how many skins are going to release and when, like... But yeah, I would like to maybe see a skin or two, and you know what, see different bonuses, because we're talking about on social media, maybe adding a baking bonus. Could you imagine that? Maybe 10% away from bakeries. That would be insane. That would be absolutely incredible, I think. And just seeing that would make me so, so happy, because baking is so hard. No. Okay, next point. Number 6, a decoration system. So I actually did a concept video on this the other day. If you haven't seen that, make sure to go and see it. But I will actually play it now for you if you haven't actually. I think that's a good idea, isn't it? Let's play it now. Roll the clip. Okay, so that was my concept video. I hope you liked the idea. Obviously, it wasn't perfect, and I've not actually had a chance to speak about my concept video. I was thinking about putting commentary afterwards, but that didn't really work out because I wanted to get the video out that day because I'd already been kind of scaling behind with uploads. You know what? We're even further behind now because I've had that much on my mind and stuff to do, but we'll try and get back on track now for anniversary month, yeah? We'll see how that goes, yeah. It probably won't work out, to be fair, but we can try again. I did it for a month and then I kind of started failing this week, so let's get back on track. But yes, the decoration system, back on point. A path tool, obviously this is so hard at the minute. It takes hours upon hours to just do a single island. This is definitely something they need to look at, I think. And just a decoration tool in general would make people able to decorate their islands and make them even more better and personalised to them. And it just makes sense, to be fair. It would give people more of a reason to spend coins. It would, you know what, it's just a really good idea. I don't feel like it needs to be explained. It needs to be worked on though from my footage, obviously. Video editing is very much easier than the actual process behind programming and perhaps looking at the online functionality behind it. But yes, let's move on to the next point. Number 5, the Dawn of Fire Island. Now, you know what? I feel like I've mentioned this like 100 times in the past. What is it, 3 years now? 3 years since Party Island were available. That teaser's been there. You know what, it's probably even longer to be fair. But regardless, we want to see that in-game. Now, obviously, it looks a bit like Afro Island to me, so maybe the Afros are coming to Dawn of Fire, maybe. That would be a cool sort of thing to venture down, maybe. It would be interesting to see how it works out. Obviously, we we would want monsters as well as the new island, so that we would have to see how that would work out, because obviously the main game is Mighty Monsters itself, the original, and maybe they don't really have the resources to do that. I don't know, but I really want to see this island because it's been teased for so long, and like, come on, it's time. We need it. We want it. Everyone wants it. We're excited for it. You know what? We're not even bothered about Mammoth being on it, right? It doesn't have to have Mammoth in it. It's been that long. It's probably been through so many development phases, I imagine. And honestly, I imagine from that, it must be more easier than developing perhaps a new island. Obviously, it's not the same as reusing the Dawn of Fire assets monsters, like the fire elementals in the original. That's probably a lot easier, but like, you know, the adults are already there, so yeah, that is going to be easier, but I really want to see the Dawn of Fire Island. It's been too long. Number 4, the colossals. The colossals. Goodness gracious me, I have a video planned on the colossals, by the way. I'm in the middle of editing that right now. That should be available soon for you all to watch. We'll see how that works out. My upload schedule is all over though, so who knows at this point. No, but seriously, I would definitely want the colossals to be featured in-game. Now let me explain this point because you may be wondering what this exactly would mean. Now this is just a personal sort of thing. Obviously, this idea is it's by no means perfect, but it's just a sort of incline that I have, sort of an idea that I think would be cool if implemented and changed by Big Blue Bubble. Obviously, they would have to work on this, but I would like an island level system. Now, currently, we are running out of beds desperately, and if Big Blue Bubble chooses to upgrade the castle anymore, I feel like it's going to sort of break the game, because the only real steps they can take is to really add unlimited beds, and if they do that, that's just going to completely wreck the coin system. With island skins, I really did feel like that was their chance to add beds, but they haven't done that, so now we are kind of left wondering what exactly they're meant to be doing, because they've been promising now for a year that more beds are coming. Yes, a year, because the epics were revealed a year ago, so they have been promising that. I have checked as well on social media. I believe the last one I found with them commenting about that was 9 months ago, so they have had plenty of time to develop on this for now. So I do think it's time for us to see what exactly they have been working on, and I think an island level system would just work out perfectly. Now, the colossals would intertwine with this, because I was thinking maybe there could be 3 levels, and each level you gain extra beds, but not only that, I was thinking at perhaps level 2, you could get an island expansion. Now, I'm not sure how this would work with skins, because you know, I was thinking about this before skins existed, so perhaps this would be a bit more confusing now, but I was thinking the islands could be expanded perhaps. This would help because we're running out of room now, yeah, and if they had more beds, that's going to be another issue, because people are going to start saying we don't have room now. So it's a win-win situation here. I was thinking add island space, and then on level 3, the colossal could contribute to the song. Now, obviously, it's quite crowded already on the islands, so I'm not really sure how it would work, but we have never seen below the colossals, and I really would like to see what it looks like down there. I would be one to assume that they do have mouths, and they could contribute to the song. It would be you know what? It would add a whole new area to the game. It would make it so much better. Like it would be like these sort of big monsters, like, you know, like, it would be extraordinary to see it implemented in game. Now, obviously, it would need work. You'd need to zoom down on the islands. And the island expansion system, I was thinking you'd already have to zoom out more because there'd be more space. So I was thinking, of course, the colossal, that would give us a chance to perhaps rework the colossal. And yeah, that's just what I was thinking anyway. Let me know what you think about that down below. That's another comment for you to make, guys, on your thread or whatever you're doing. All right, next one. Number 3, an original island, original monsters, and an original mechanic. Because we have not had an original island with original monsters with an original mechanic in a very long time. In fact, the only one we've really had is, Afro and Wobbled Island, and Stonehenge and Dawn of Fire, and obviously, if you count the natural island mechanic and Dawn of Fire's continent structure, along with the outer islands, that does contribute to perhaps about 6 mechanics existing. If you include the likes of Gold Island and teleporting, there's a lot more behind that, but the specific island mechanics, that's what we're looking at, are mainly like Wobbled Island and Stonehenge-esque. I would like to see more mechanics. Now, obviously, this would take a bit of problem solving, and Dawn of Fire, luckily for us, is made in Unity. Now, if you don't know, Unity, I'm not sure about the original game and what it's made in, but I know that Unity has a lot of potential. Anything can be done in there, and I know that it would be perhaps a lot easier to implement a new mechanic into Dawn of Fire. So perhaps I was thinking, like, that could work. Like, obviously, as well, I have done an Ethereal-esque themed concept video before. If you haven't seen that, I recommend you go and watch that. That's perhaps how it could work. That would be a good idea, I believe. I don't think it would go to the continent. I think perhaps it would go to a new island, like, because the continent is going to get quite overcrowded if that happens. As lovely as a mirror continent island would be, you know, maybe a mirror continent would work, but I'm not sure if they want to venture down there, because that would take a heck of a lot of programming and a lot of thought, because how would the vault work, for instance, if you have several different things involved around that? Honestly, God knows. Yeah. Original monsters as well, I think that speaks for itself. We've not seen the likes of Wobblins in forever, a unique set of species we have not seen since the likes of the Wordos, to be fair. And we obviously will still getting Wordos as is, and we will probably be getting a Wordo. That would be another cool thing to get in Anniversary, but I really don't think that. I think that's going to come next year now. And unfortunately, we won't be getting the Year of the Wordos, unlike I theorised, but yeah, that's just how it goes, isn't it? It was quite a bold theory with too little evidence, wasn't it, really, there? Okay, number 2. I want avatars. Avatars. If you go in your friends list right now, there's tons of blank faces, tons of black icons, tons of just monster icons. If we took inspiration from Dawn of Fire, Big Blue Bubble, and we just implemented that into the original game, and we could get icons. You know what? The icons are already there. The Gold Island icons and the breeding icons, they could work perfectly fine for the avatar system. Obviously, perhaps they wouldn't work because they are quite bigger, and that may perhaps look blurred, but maybe that is something they could look at. But yes, I definitely think it's time for an avatar system. It would be a good way to perhaps showcase your new monsters, and it would be a good way to say, like, when a new monster comes out, it would generate hype around it, and I like that in Dawn of Fire. It's a Dawn of Fire only thing at the moment, and the Facebook integration system has been completely demolished in the original, so now there's no way to change your icon, as far as I'm aware. I'm aware of the Facebook import friends section, maybe that has something to do with it. But other than that, there's nothing really to do. I mean, the breeding one's been removed. Oh, just come on. The avatar one would... It just makes so much more sense. Like, perhaps add a new tab and then redo your icon. And then, you know, that's it. You know what? In the friends section, there ought to be a unique tab dedicated to changing your username, because I feel like that would be more appealing, and I don't feel like people are going to go in settings and then go to like support just to change the display name, because people don't know that. Like, new players aren't going to go, oh, I want to change my display name, let's go in, oh, settings, support, because, you know, that's not really something you tend to do. They're going to go in friends and going to try and change the name, but they're not going to even know they can change the name, so they're just going to stay as new player. And I think that's a big thing around it, because people aren't aware of that, perhaps, and I feel like that's perhaps why you get a lot of new players in the first place. And just having that user dedicated section with changing your avatar would be so much more better. And that takes us on to number 1. Now, this is a bit of a personal grind, personally, but I would like for the stars to be removed. So if you don't know what the stars are, you perhaps may not, because you only get them when you're level 20. Your monsters are level 20, and then you get stars around them. Now, I do like the stars, but I am not really a fan of them when I'm... You know, I like the fact that people can see I have my monsters to level 20. That is sort of cool. It shows that you are quite advanced in the game, but sometimes it distracts from the overall monster itself, and now it's sort of gotten to a point where I really don't want to level my monsters up to level 20, and this... I don't think should be a case. I've not seen anyone else talking about this. I believe this is just a personal grind myself, and obviously this is not the hashtag one thing I want, but like, you know, I just wanted to include it on the list. And as I said before, these points have been made all over the place. Anyway, guys, so Anniversary Month is literally next week. Okay, so I'm beyond excited now. We are entering a realm now where the update for Anniversary Month could come at any point. I don't think it's going to come next week. I believe it's going to come at the end of the month. But if I am proven wrong, I will be happy regardless. I believe we're going to see some new epics, maybe some new rare fire elementals, and maybe some other things that are coming. Obviously, we have the updates, so who knows what could be included in that. I have theorised in this, maybe it could be the mirror Afro Island from that teaser, but maybe it could be multiple things, who knows. It's Anniversary Month. I think they're going to go all out, and we'll have to see for ourselves, won't we, guys? Hashtag hype for anniversary month, and I'll see you later in the next one. Bye.